I'm back. Yeah, same. I'll go ahead and add that over to my thing. Ow. It's just supposed to say 18 plus. I'm sorry, baby. Thank you for pointing that out for me. I appreciate it. Yes, I just posted it. It's okay. Sorry, I'm suddenly very short tempered and I don't know why. So I'm trying to just. Probably. Lovely. It's fine. I'll just be taking off my headphones a lot. I don't think you guys understand. I have misophonia. It actually hurts. I love you. I love your music. But if my misophonia is acting up, it feels like you're actually digging nails into my brain. So I will be taking my headphones off for those bits. It's okay. Thank you for the sub, Nordic. I appreciate you.
Bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt.
Oh god. But yeah, it is literally just my head doesn't like certain sounds, and unfortunately both the melodica and the harmonica are on the spectrum of sounds that my brain goes, ow! Could we please not find amusement in the murder wabbit suffering, Cerulean?
Bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt, bloody 281 flirt.
Thank you, Geekster. You're amazing. It's a very lovely update. Apparently she has more green in her, too. According to my chroma key. Hello, Nova Tempest. How are you? Yeah, I rolled a nat 20 and I'm angry about it. There, that's your explanation. Apparently, there's gonna be fighting, and... Eh. Yeah. Who is a warlord, and I'm just very concerned that he is going to die, because that is apparently what happens in these games. I just want to kill monsters. Okay, there we go. I redeemed one drink. I'll do it again. Hello, Delta. Thank you for chilling with me. I will put on... I seem to have misplaced my lip balm again, so it'll be black lipstick. I can already tell I'm gonna hate all of this. I can't wait till my arc is done. I like the other ones, it's just this one that I already hate. I don't like war. I never have. It's a lot of people dying for stupid shit. And this war is going to be for the stupidest thing, which is over a girl. I don't care that girl is me. I don't like that. Nah. Huh? I'm confused, but it's fine. Can't hear them? God damn it, you should be able to. Okay, now they should be audible.
Doobie doobie doo doo brownie.
Ow. Headphones are off. Waiting until the funny noises stop.
Now she can't hear us.
I can still hear you. I'm just not got my headphones on my ears so it doesn't hurt as bad.
Lita,
Alright.
are you okay, honey? I'm only asking because...
I am okay, but I'm suddenly very grumpy, so if I sound bitchy, please understand that I love you guys. I'm just grumpy as hell, and I don't know why.
Okay.
Here, eat a Snickers. You're not you when you're angry. You're when you're hungry. Not sponsored, but I would love to be sponsored.
If I could, I would send you some boba.
I would like some boba.
Hi, Pie. Yes, Dungeons and Dragons.
I would like pie.
I mean, probably it is a sugar crash because I haven't had any, like, sugar other than my sodas. And plus, you know, I'm just misophonia and kind of freaking out about this because I was not looking forward to this. I'm still not looking forward to this.
You'll be fine. It's a fun time here. So, as I try to attempt to get this thing ready, let's have your fun facts of the day so you can get your inspiration. And also introduce yourself, introduce your character, and give me a fun fact.
Lita, do you want to go first?
God. Brain short-circuiting. Everybody knows that Bonnie has a love of food, but here's something that's interesting about her. There are two types of food she cannot stand. And that is sour foods and bitter foods. Sour foods are okay if they're sweet, like lemon meringue pie or something like that. But bitter foods, she will kill someone over. She hates them.
Okay.
I already hydrated! I hydrated twice!
Who are you? Who is your character?
Yeah, who is this Bonnie? And who am I even talking to right now? This mysterious voice.
I am sorry. I'm Lita the Murder Rabbit. You can find me at Bloody Rabbit X Games. I am usually a cheerful and perky goth who happens to kill people on the side. And Bonnie is my pastel, adorable, sweet, animal-loving creature who apparently has a very killer handshake.
Love it already.
Alright, I am
Alright.
Jellybun, otherwise known as Jellybun_. I am a variety streamer who does anything from art to video games. And I play none other than Vienna V3, our lovely little bard here. Now, let's see, what's a fact that I can give about her? Alright, even though she does have the spell Disguise Self, she would probably very rarely use it, just because the matter of growing up, she dealt with a lot of imposter syndrome, trying to figure out who in the world she is as a little orphan girl. So if she can avoid doing that, she will.
Okay, that's neat. Oh my, I'll say you'll have fun. You're very similar to one of the players I used to play. For different reasons, but yeah.
Thank you for the potato.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I am Cerulean Soul, who opened a fresh one.
Ooh, nuts.
That is CERULEANS0L.
Gotta specify it every time.
So many people get that wrong. I'll be your dungeon master today, and a fun fact. Let's still focus on my first character, who is also the inspiration of my Twitch channels, Zevin Corzon. Let's see. His family was mostly a merchant ship in Shaolong, which Shaolong is the country where Qingming's family resides. So in the past, his father named Lazarus, his class is a fighter, and he would dual wield 2 great swords. Since his character is based on D&D 3rd edition. Yay.
If you don't mind me asking, what's the difference between 3rd edition and 5th edition?
So 5th edition is more easier rules and more understanding, and also took out some other specific feats, abilities, and checks. So, like, we don't talk about 4th edition, but it's like, so you want to swing your sword. Okay, swing for environment, swing for crit chance, swing for what type of weapon it is, etc., etc. Well, this one is roll a d20, add up, see if it hits.
Ah,
And
they
that's
made it a little less complicated.
Yeah, pretty much. But like they also took out like fun stuff, like what you call it? Like for instance, his build was monkey's grip, which allows you to dual wield 2 great weapons.
Ooh.
But it was broken, so they took it out.
I can see how.
But yeah, and if you have a fighter who's max level, which can do 8 attacks in one go, yeah, that thing is not happening.
No.
No, there's no freaking way.
I'm trying to add a command for a DM right now for people to find Cerulean quickly, and it just keeps deleting everything I've done, and I'm getting real. Why is Nightbot a piece of shit?
And yeah, a little something out of nowhere. I'm not a VTuber. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm that one rare friend that's like the outsider hanging out in the corner with the pets.
You managed to be very nice friends with a bunch of VTubers.
Mhm.
And we love you, even when we're grumpy. Poke
Yay.
self in the
Yes,
nose.
there is a Cerulean cam, and there is a lovely Lena here, Wolfie.
Hello.
Because
Hello.
we're doing D&D today.
Is my
Yep.
blanket working?
No.
God damn
No.
it. Is it
There.
No,
now?
it is. It's not working. Trying to see if I can get your chats on live.
Alright,
Okay,
my
yeah.
food is almost here.
We can wait a little bit. So, Bonnie, did you tell about your pet animal friend?
Your baby.
Your baby?
I did not.
And why?
I-
And like, why did you choose it? In what class?
I am a ranger, and I picked a displacer beast because I happened to stumble across a displacer beast cub picture, and I was like, "This is adorable, and I want one." And Cerulean was like, okay." And so Bonnie happens to have a pet displacer beast,
Yeah.
and I
Took
don't
a
know enough.
while.
I don't know enough about classes to talk about being a ranger, other than I'm basically a sniper.
Yep, you're a sniper with a bow. And you also have spells that help you out whenever you need it. What about you, Jelly Bun?
So, Vienna here, as I mentioned before, is a bard. The reason why I chose to do a bard class is just for the simple matter of the few short-lived campaigns that I've done in the past, I've been a rogue mainly. And I've been eyeing the bard for quite some time, but the only thing that stopped me was that I didn't have any instrument, or I wasn't in a group of people that I felt entirely comfortable with doing, well, any vocal stuff, because yes, I can do an instrument, or I could sing. Either one is what works for a bard.
Wait,
Yep.
so I'm sorry, interjecting here. It's completely normal in D&D for the bard to actually have an instrument that they're playing.
Yes.
Yes, that's how
It's
a bard
actually
works.
recommended.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Because that's how they use their spells, is through their instruments.
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay.
Yep. Some of them can be singers, some of them could be like poets. You know, I play, like, for instance,
My food is almost here, so I will be right back. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I'll continue. So one bard that I played was a elephant man, and he's a one man band. So he had like the drums, the snares, the accordion between his feet, and he also has like a violin, but he also plays it with his nose. So it's great. It's pure chaos.
So,
Alright.
what I am hearing is that campaign would have caused me to need to bring earplugs.
Oh, not really. It most likely I will just play one instrument. Like it will be like bongos, mostly. And then every time he does like
I
what is
think
it?
Lita
Mockery
means-
shout.
Yes, that's actually what Cerulean is explaining right now, is that he would bring an instrument and play it anytime that he had to cast a spell, and I'm just over here thinking about how often my misophonia acts up and how I would not have a good time.
Yeah.
And it's
I
nobody's fault. I want everybody to have fun. I just...
You deal with misophonia.
Yeah.
So I pretty much
That isn't
just
something
kind of
anyone
like...
can control.
Yeah, basically whenever it starts acting up, I just like take off my headphones and...
Yep. Just imagine like polka music. That's mostly
Oh,
what
no.
mine's.
Polka
Stuff
music
like
have such a lovely bounce to it.
All right, and she is not here, but the third person that would be here is Lychee. She is a sorceress, and we are technically putting her arc on pause, and we're
Yes.
entering a new arc. So, enough said. I guess I will say it this time. Warning, this D&D campaign is intended for 18 plus viewers now, because I am free to say anything above that. It's gonna be great. Content may or may not include acts of imaginary fantasy, sexual drug use, alcohol, and other disturbing related acts, such as
He
slavery
would,
in
100%.
red light district. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, we're gonna be doing a red light district.
You were already in the red light
I was
district.
about to say that Qingming works for the black. Well, family works for the black market.
So...
That's the red light district.
Oh god, so there's gonna be
so
6?
this entire
That's a red
thing.
light district.
Yeah, this is the red light district.
Okay,
Lychee's-
I'm having flashbacks to the last campaign I did where they went into detail, and I was just like, sat in the background going, okay.
And lovely enough, it's 18 plus now, so I can now go into detail.
For the sake of not wanting to trigger, please give a heads up because I actually anything involving non-con.
Anything
No.
involving sex makes me uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, but yeah, don't worry. That's like this section over here,
Okay,
Which
so we're
you
fine
all-
now.
which you all avoided, like right here. You guys like pushed away and like, yeah, nope, and then interrupted and then just continued. I'm like, okay, I guess you don't want the red light district.
No, we do not. We do not. Or at
I
least
did say
I do not.
There were people over there around windows, like waving at you, half naked, trying to lure you in.
Nope.
Yeah, no. Vienna's here on a mission, that's it. She wants out of there ASAP because the people wearing bunny ears.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the other thing, is like, okay, hang on guys, I gotta move where my display capture is because the monitor it's on, my notifications for Discord keep popping up and I'm just like, I don't think I want everyone to see where my daughter went after my stream.
Yeah, no.
Just saying. Okay, we're good now. And
All right.
again, I apologize for being annoying today.
It's fine. So, let's see. Do you guys remember what happened
So.
in this area?
My mind's drawing a blank. I'm so sorry.
Qingming was going to
Wait!
confront her aunt.
But after
But
searching, we ended up going and finding her aunt and someone who looks very similar to Qingming, I'm assuming, being killed. And then we're on a cliffhanger.
yes, exactly.
Missed that.
So, as Qingming awaits, the head maid goes to you three and tells you, would you like to wait in the living area before the mistress arrives?
Do we truly have much of a choice on that?
No, but it is our policy to make guests to be as comfortable as possible within our power.
Then lead the way.
She guides you all to the living quarters. Give me a perception check. Also, give me your passive perception.
Passive perception?
So, if it's above your passive perception, that's fine. If it's below, I'm gonna say, your passive perception will allow you to pass.
And the passive would be the number by the button for it?
Yes, it should say passive wisdom. Let me see. Yeah, so below the skills you see passive wisdom, perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. So Bonnie, I need you to roll.
For passive perception?
Yeah, just give me perception, but if it's lower than your passive will overcome it.
I feel like you just answered where to find my passive.
Yeah, but I still want you to roll a perception check.
Yeah, but I don't.
Because it's a warm-up. 14. So you enter you enter the living quarters and you see very fancy leather velvet red carpeting and curtains, and you also see a symbol of Qingming's family crest with a 21, 14, 24. You also see along the walls like trophies previous hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Within elephants, rhinos, you see a dragon's head. You see bear, different types of bears, different types of lions, cats, beasts, like found in the material plane and outside of it. Ashlyn looks around and like jumps off your hand, and you see Ashlyn like in a hurry, and then
Well,
stops.
I'm gonna hurry after Ashlon because I do not like that he's walked away from me.
I'm in a little bit of too much shock at the wide variety of creatures that they have managed to hunt down and kill. And I'm looking at them closely to see if they are actually real.
They are real, and below them are the whistles used to hunt them down. And also gives them the price. So with that, you see you chase after Ashelon, and he like sits and stares at a certain wall. So with a 14, you see two heads, and one head and a skinned adult displacer beasts.
Oh, fuck.
I'm immediately gonna scoop up my cat and back away, just horrified.
You can see he's not putting up a fight, but you hear like, and he's trying to reach towards that section.
No, sweetie. Come away now. And I just like hug him close and try to make sure he's not looking at it.
Give me athletics.
Enjoy.
And I think by now your speak with animal would have been
Well, yeah, I'm still like using my speak with animals on him.
right, but how long was it since you activated it? From the front gates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should have been passed by now.
So can I cast it again?
Yes.
Okay. Let's just assume that I've cast.
Oh! Okay,
Nat 20.
hang on. What's Ashelon's strength?
Mm-hmm.
Not very high. Ashelon's strength is...
Baby.
1. Okay. I rolled a nat 20 and you beat him. So you see...
We both rolled nat 20s! No!
Mm-hmm. Yep, so he's more like, he's trying to wiggle his way, like pushing you off, but, You're holding him back, and you can feel like tears on your chest.
Oh, baby. I kiss him all over and scratch behind the ears.
He's more shivering. Whoa! What the hell was
Back
that?
from Lita.
Okay, so
That was me being sad.
yeah. So did you cast Speak with Animals
Yeah.
or no?
Yes.
So you just hear, Mom, Daddy.
Oh, now this shit's personal.
Like, Mama, why are they here?
I don't know, sweetie, but it looks like we need to stop the people that hurt them. So that's what we're gonna do, okay?
He curls up more, and then the head maid goes like, I have brought sweets and tea for you all. I hope you enjoy.
No, we will not, but thank you.
Oh, would you like something else?
Yeah, to know who skinned these creatures.
Ah, the displacer beast, yes. Madam Ming's father actually hunted these down.
Okay, can you bring him here, please?
I am sorry, he has passed away.
Great. Where's his grave?
Bonnie, I think you need to breathe for a second. Remember where we are. I don't know what's happening. I want you to breathe for a moment. Okay. I look over to the maid. I gladly accept some of the sweets and tea, though. Thank you.
Of course. She pours a nice tea. It has a nice aroma of roses and other delicious. It's close to like an oolong tea.
Ooh.
Very strong, but very delicious. And then it's like, I hope you enjoy. Those are very much ivory glasses right there. Ivory teacups from the wonderful beast hunted by our previous master. Very delicately created. So, the Madam Ming will be ready for you. Mistress Qingming, is everything all right? She sits next to her like little dragonborn bodyguard, and she's pissed. She's not saying anything. It's like, the travels have probably drained you a lot. Would you like to stay in your quarters for tonight? And the dragonborn stops and goes like, I think she'll be okay. Can you give us a minute? And who might you be? She says, it's like, I am her hired bodyguard. And if you know, anything she says goes, and she told me to tell you to give her space. And she like huffs a little like, If it's her wishes, so it will be. She looks at you two. I hope you enjoy your stay here in Ming Manor. She gives a little bow, still wearing the bunny ears, and then walks away. And closes the door.
Bonnie, what happened?
You see those displacer beast skins? They're Ashelon's parents.
That makes more sense.
You might know why I freaked out now. I'm sorry, I should not have acted that way. I don't like seeing him so upset.
I understand. Just, we're not in a safe place to act. doubt.
I will have to agree. You stopping her actually saved our necks. This is not a place to let your emotions go wild if you don't have the power to do so. They will sell you off, they will cut your limbs, they'll do anything within their power that sees them fit. I mean, he waves his arm around like, look at this. He created these whistles to hunt down rare creatures. To either sell or to feast on them, I don't know. Or trophies. If you were to continue, I am not threatening you in any way, just warning you.
It would have
Your
gone
little
badly.
creature would have gone very badly. I've worked in this industry for too long and I know that is the worst thing you could do.
I'll try and keep that in mind. But until then, I need to go calm down Ashlon. And Bonnie steps to the side to do so. That also is
Right.
going to be me stepping away from the mic for a bit because I have to call my Grubhub driver.
Okay.
So
She's gonna go eat insects right now, I see.
No! I'm still gonna be here. I'm just gonna be muted.
But it's a hub of grubs. You know, there is a stall outside right there. He points out when you see in the balcony.
I'm
And it's
out
like-
of character.
I'm making it fun here.
Ah!
And they're
You
just
are,
like-
yeah.
And you see, it looks like it's a very hefty panda man just selling grubs on a stick.
Ew.
So she steps out and he sits back down and goes, Vienna, right?
Yeah.
So, to be honest, I think you two should get out of here.
Considering everything, I can't disagree. I don't know if I'll be able to convince Bonnie,
Mm-hmm.
but I know when to get out of a place.
That is true. He pats Qingming's head as she still looks down. He's like, I'll keep an eye on her.
Good.
I am back because Grubhub driver is not answering. Please continue.
Just make sure little Ming Ming is taken care of.
I'll do my best. If anything goes wrong, is there a way to contact you?
Since I spent my years of traveling, not really. I've never set up any, well, host of sorts that people could contact me at.
How about this? He pulls out. It looks like a jewel. It looks like a music box, but very small, within like a palm of his hand. And he goes, "Are you willing to spare a spell slot? This will be an alarm. Whenever I'm in trouble, I'll hit the button, and then you'll be alerted."
I'm willing to give up a spell slot in order to make sure you guys are okay.
All right. What spell are you casting?
Which one am I casting, or which one am I...
Which spell? I just want to know.
No, I'll do Speak of Animals.
Okay, so you cast. You hear for a second Ashelon crying, and then it fades away, and it sucks into the box. So he goes, when I open this box, the spell will alert you. And you know things have gone very, very badly.
Understood. I hope it doesn't come down to that.
Same here. To be honest, I do not like this area.
I'm gonna try and convince Bonnie. Stay safe, okay?
You as well. I'll make sure she stays alive. If I have to sacrifice my own, as long as she's safe.
How about let's not do either one of those? And
You're not even in the room, honey.
You're outside.
Oh, I thought it was just in the corner. Never mind. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. So.
I head out.
All right. Bonnie, you see the hub of grub getting busier and still cooking on the other side. You can smell the nice seasonings. So many music playing, and you also give me a perception check.
For both me and Ashlon, or just me?
Just you. Since Ashlon is more like shocked to see, the incident.
He's not looking at anything. He's just crying.
No, he's crying, and he's against he's trying to block out his sight from it. So with the 23, you hear from a distance.
What do I hear?
Hear a lot of cheering, and then but you hear from this section right here.
Okay, hang on. I have my character sheet up, so now show me.
Right here.
Okay.
You hear it's like I don't want to fight you. And it's like, I have to survive.
Oh, lovely.
Don't die. And it's like, I'm here against my will. Well, we don't have to fight. If I don't win, he'll whip me again. And you just hear screaming, and then loud, ah! And loud cheers happen in this area. And you hear loud, both a roar and you hear, I'm sorry.
Out of character. It's so weird having this all happen set to Animal Crossing music.
It's great.
Is that what you're listening to?
Yeah.
So, what would you all like to do? Vienna is leaving. Bonnie, what would you like to do?
Is Vienna nearby yet?
She is probably heading towards the door, and you see her leaving.
Okay, well, I'm gonna rush towards her because I don't want to be alone, and I know that if I am alone right now, I'm gonna do something stupid. And as soon as I catch up to her, I immediately am like, can you hold him for a minute?
I honestly think it'd be best if we just leave. I'm sorry, but...
No. When I say a minute, I mean I need you to hold him right now. For just a second.
I hold him.
Bonnie runs over to a bush and just is sick.
Okay.
And
it's a nice bonsai tree. If that
works.
Well, I got some extra fertilizer, and as soon as she's done,
I'm eating chicken right now, guys.
Sorry. You think that after all of those atrocities, a sweet person like Bonnie's not gonna be sick?
She's married to a warlord. What am I supposed to expect?
I mean, a warlord in peaceful times. She hasn't actually seen anything like this
Bonnie
before.
doesn't know anything other than that. No, not Bonnie, Vienna, the words.
Fair
Anyway.
enough. But in any case...
Turn away from you vomiting and pet the poor baby.
As soon as I'm done, I use a handkerchief and any mouth cleaning supplies I might have before walking back over and being like, okay,
You
I
have
can
water.
take it back now. What? I
Okay.
did have a toothbrush and toothpaste? Or like mouthwash?
You think
I
that's
don't
modern
think-
times?
You think there's mouthwash in D&D medieval times? Well, there could be mint. I could
Okay,
say you
maybe
made
I have
mint.
mints.
Yeah, you have a mint plant. You like grabbed your flask. You shaked it up a bit, and then you just swished and spit it back out. It's fresh, refreshing.
As I was saying, though, sorry that happened, but I really do think we need to.
No, I think you're right. We need to get out of here before I do something stupid. Please.
Not only that,
Let's
but
just get out of here.
not wanting to explain further, I just take her by the hand and start walking.
Okay.
And I very quickly follow after.
So you see the maids and butlers in a row, bow to you all while wearing bunny ears. Go, please, thank you. I hope you enjoyed your stay.
We did not, but thank you.
I simply nod my head and thanks and keep walking, hoping they don't hear Bonnie.
Give me a perception check.
God damn it!
Do we both do it?
You, Bonnie, give me a sleight of hand. That's to see if it was loud enough. Okay, 14.
This is, be careful what you say!
Sorry!
Okay, so with that, with a 14, you, as Bonnie leaves and she says that, they all look towards her. Vienna, you see it. Bonnie, give me a give me a perception check. It'll be fine. But yeah, they like see, they look with like their eyes towards Bonnie, and then you start seeing them whisper to each other. Yeah, you don't see it, Bonnie.
I'm just cuddling Ashlon, looking a little sick to my stomach.
I simply smile apologetically and just keep walking. I'm basically speed walking, trying to get us the fuck out of this district.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just following along, just like trying desperately not to be sick again.
All right. So as you leave, you re-enter the entertainment district. Do you still have your speak with animals still active? So you hear the voices change, and it's getting louder. But you also hear other stanzas like, "Come get your magical items! Buy one, get the other one the different price! Because they're different! I'm not good with this!" And you see him trying to sell off certain stuff. And there's more other stalls. So with this is mostly, would you like to buy magical items if it's there?
Bonnie
I
needs
do.
a shopping spree for therapy, so yes.
Okay.
I'm going to keep Bonnie's arm linked with mine to not lose her because everything.
Yeah, good
All
idea. And she needs someone to lean on right now.
Let's check out the magical items first. Then we should pick up some rations before we leave, okay?
Okay, rations sound good. Can we get cupcakes? Ooh, maybe they have muffins.
If they have any, if they don't, we can always check the main street once we get out of here, okay?
Okay.
But first, let's get the magic items.
Yes. I wonder if they have more arrows. I'm running out.
Did someone say arrows?
Oh no.
You see a goblin holding a top hat and a cane and a monocle, and he's wearing a very fancy tuxedo. And he's like, I have what you need!
For how much?
Ah, that depends. What are you looking for? What are you buying? Or what are you selling?
Well, we're just needing some simple arrows and some lockpicks. Do you have any of those on hand?
Or a better quiver.
Quiver, you say? And he rushes towards his stall, and you see it is a bunch of like he scratches off one word and changes to bows and arrow shop, and you see his stall like flip open, and you see a different variety of arrows, different bows, and a few quivers made by different kind of leather. It's like, I have what you seek, you see.
And what is it that you think I'm looking for?
I heard a quiver, you say. So...
Bonnie desperately tries to not reveal how worn her quiver is.
Give me a charisma save.
Great.
As I grab my Dungeon Master's Guide.
Fuck!
You see...
Hey, Vienna, are you enjoying watching Bonnie fall all over herself and being a dumbass this session?
So you see you trying to hide your quiver as fast as possible, but he notices, and it's like, that looks horrendous for that kind of archer you are. Like, you can't be holding this. And he also wife of a wait. He looks back and he pulls out a scroll, and it's like, oh, yes. This cannot do. Not for the new fiance of a friend of the Sholong Entertainment District. No.
Oh no.
I think you might be mistaken. She's already married to a different person.
Not Li Zhao?
No. They tried offering their hand to her, but she politely declined.
I mean, they will be departing soon. And, he shows you the invitation to their potential wedding.
My, aren't they awfully confident?
Well, this is that is General Zhao, you know. He's one of the generals of the 10 Sabers in Rashomon, so of course they have to be confident.
Of course. But for now, let's leave politics aside. We're just looking for supplies.
Ah, fair. So, I do have a wonderful quiver here. Obtained it very legally, if I may add. Yep, I see you.
Yes, of course. Entirely legally.
Entirely legally, yes, of course.
And does it do anything special or just pretty?
It is both pretty and special.
Okay.
Can you demonstrate how it's special?
May I see your very battered quiver filled with your arrows?
Reluctantly, Bonnie hands it over, but she is very suspicious and keeping a close eye.
Okay. Yes. Don't worry. You'll get it back. Mm-hmm. He dumps all the arrows into this one quiver. Yeah, I assume you have like 20 arrows?
Less, but let me check. Also, my order is almost here, just a heads up. How many arrows do I have? Oh, jeez. Well, I'm struggling to find how many arrows I have. Where would it be under?
You should have had it under your inventory.
Mm-hmm.
No. I used to, I know that.
You might be out of arrows then.
No, I mean, like, there isn't an option for it at all. I've got
You have
my
19
longbow.
arrows.
Where is that?
You see your attacks and spellcasting towards the right? That little section that says arrows?
Oh, yeah, I have 19. That took forever to find. I'm sorry. I didn't even find it. You told me where it was.
Yeah. So, he goes, "May I see your bow?"
Reluctantly, she hands it over.
Wonderful. He puts it in the quiver. And then he adds, let's see. He adds 40 more arrows and 2 javelins and an extra bow inside the quiver.
My, what's this thing made of?
Magic!
Now, out of curiosity, I'm not saying we're buying, but how much is it?
Let's see. This is mostly 500 gold.
By chance, is there any way we can get a discount since she is... Again, sorry to bring up politics, but apparently...
I thought we were leaving politics out.
I know, I do apologize, but it would make such a lovely wedding gift, don't you think? And then you wouldn't need to worry about that when you're there.
Give me persuasion.
Can I also do a persuasion and say that I'll put in
Alright,
a
I'm
good
gonna use
word?
my inspiration to this.
Okay. Only one roll, and it's the one. Yes, because 14. Let's see. Versus.
Okay, I'll be right back. Can you guys pause for just a minute? I'm literally going and grabbing my food and be back. So.
I'll be rolling.
Give me 1 sec.
It's like not enough rupees, my dear. I mean, wow, where did that come from? Come back when you get more richer.
Well, in that case, you at least have something that would be able to substitute the worn one that my friend has at a cheaper price.
Yes, I do have a normal looking one. Over here. This one will be 5 silver. And if you're interested, we have normal arrows, explosive arrows, electric arrows, ice arrows.
How much is a full quiver of normal arrows?
Normal. Let's see. That will bring you to 1 silver.
Okay, so in total that would be about 3 silver, give or take?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll be right there. Give me just...
He pulls out everything back out. And then he starts putting it inside the normal quiver. Okay. Money, please.
I look over to Bonnie expecting she'll pay for herself. If not, I can cover it though.
Okay, I'm back.
You owe this
Alright.
kind gentleman 3 silver for a normal quiver and a full quiver of normal arrows.
Yes, and we do also have some special arrows as well.
Wait. Okay. Catch me up. What happened while I was gone?
So I tried bargaining, it didn't work. We went over and looked at the normal stuff. He has a normal quiver that's worth like 2 silver. A full quiver of arrows is about 1 silver, so in total 3 silver if you're wanting to get that.
And I can't try persuasion myself.
It was mostly Vienna who did it.
Since I was the one trying to bargain, it was on me.
Mm-hmm. Because you did say she was already married, so
It didn't work.
you don't know what happened.
Wait. I might be married, but my husband is also pretty influential.
Oh, and who is that?
I flash my signet ring and say, Matteo Enberg.
I'm rolling. I don't know who this is.
Well, from my understanding, he's conquered quite a number of nations. And he has several formidable armies. Armies, I'm sure, would love to have another supplier for their weapons. We did just lose one, so...
Give me deception. Give me deception check.
Are we going with...
You don't say.
Okay.
Actually, he never heard of it, so he could think you're bullshitting out of your ass. So, I'll go with disadvantage. It's
Okay.
like,
In that case, can I use my inspiration? Because I really want this quiver.
Okay. Let's see. What would you like to do? Like another roll?
Yeah, because I really, really want this quiver.
I mean, you are not marrying the Sun's general. But in an unknown warlord. This is very tricky, young one. You can give me persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay.
"13 versus." He goes like, "I'm sorry, ma'am.
Damn it!
Not in this stall."
Alright, well in that case I'll just buy more arrows. I don't really need to replace my quiver.
Okay, so, okay, so that'll be 3 gold with your normal stuff. He returns your bow and your arrows and your raggedy quiver and hands you a normal quiver. So he, like, goes like, "Give me 3 silver, please."
Disappointed with the lack of ability to bargain and his attitude, Bonnie does hand over the 3 silver.
Yes. Now, just a question. Are you interested in special arrows?
No.
Not explosive ones?
No, not at this time, thank you.
Okay, I see. Well, I hope you enjoy. There are other shops here. I may know some shops. What else are you looking for?
Honestly, just looking for some lockpicks on my end.
Ah, yes. I do have a lockpick right here. How many sets?
How much does one set go for?
With the time in this, it'll be around 1 silver.
I'll take 5.
All right. Really, 5, please.
I hand it over.
Thank you. And then he hands over 5. But yes. Is there anything else?
could get some good rations.
I mean, there's Hub Grub.
One without bugs. My friend here has an uneasy stomach today.
Really, but they're so rich in protein. If you head down there, there'll still be some delectables. You know, where can you get dragon meat in a decent amount of place? I believe some of them serve like unicorn legs.
On second thought, I think my appetite is just fine.
I mean, there's also normal chicken.
I think that'll be okay.
Ooh, chicken.
And then there's some beef, and then there's some weird raw fish.
Oh, sushi!
If that's what you want to call it, sure.
Alright. Well, could you point us in the direction of the stalls, and then we'll be on our way?
He points down there.
I nod, thanks.
Of course. Till next time, I'll be here. And if your husband, either now or soon to be, remember who supplied you with your arrows.
I think we can find a different supplier, but thank you.
Rude.
Well,
Bonnie, come on, let's go get some rations, honey.
okay.
All right.
Just tug her along with a very pleasant smile.
All right. So you
Bonnie's
see
had a
them-
bad day and is taking it out on everybody.
Bonnie. I say this hushed so that way she's the only one that hears. Bonnie, sweetie, if you can't say something nice, please refrain from speaking given where we are. This is nothing personal, I promise. We just have to play nice.
Alright, I'll do my best. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I would like to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Once we have the rations, we can leave.
Alright.
Okay.
Away from all these slime.
Hey!
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But
Good.
you know what I feel.
Good. Head off to the food area.
Okay.
At
so
this, Bonnie is excited and jumping.
you see a lot of like off-branded supplies of treats. You got Orcreos, and you also have some different sides meats. Some of them more illegal because I think certain dragon meat or rare shark meat. There's also like oh look, the unicorn leg stall. It's great. And then there's some normal chicken, cow, and other creatures of delights. Where would you like to go?
Head towards some of the more mundane foods offered.
Okay. You see like people enjoying the more mundane will be towards like the end where there is people serving it looks like a rounded pastry, but you see the chef putting like seafood inside the pastries and then just flipping them over and over.
Huh.
Excuse me, sir. What are you making, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, hello. You turn around and you see a half orc, like, and he's like flipping these spherical it looks like spherical pastries. It's like, we call these octopus balls, but if you don't like octopus, we have different seafoods and some meats. It is very delicious and healthy, good for you.
Do you by chance have any free samples?
Yes. He plops one up and places it into a little dish and puts a toothpick in it and gives it to you.
Thank you so much. I'll give it a try.
Careful, it is very hot.
Thank you for the warning.
She's already burned her mouth.
I try to cool it off before eating.
Okay. When you open it, it has some veggies in it, uh, and also like the octopus within it, steamed and cooked. It smells very savory and a little hint of sweet. And there's sauce all over and some fish flakes.
How much do these usually sell for?
For these, it'll be 1 silver.
Oh. And
Or
just
6.
out of curiosity, how much could 1 gold give me?
1 gold? I never thought of that.
We have quite a big trip ahead of us, and I want to make sure we have plenty of food.
Let's see, he pulls out an abacus and goes, let's see. Carry this thing. So with this, I'll give you 5 gold for about 200.
Sold.
And it's like, oh, we got an order of 200. And one of them like drops.
You said that was 5 gold?
Yes.
Not a problem. I hand over the piece.
And with that, thank you. And he also adds in side dishes of vegetables, extra sauce, flakes, and he puts like a lot, and it's in a crate. And that crate
200
is
seafood rations.
yep. Now I don't know how much you're gonna keep this all in freshness.
Anything that you'd recommend to help us keep it fresh?
There is a Tupperware of keeping.
Ooh, where can we get that?
That is down there, and you see it looks like a shop that looks like a Tupperware.
Ooh. Thank you so much.
Of course, but some of them you won't really fit much, but it's good amount. It's a good amount.
In the very least, we'll keep some of it instead of none of it fresh.
Oh, and since he gives you 2 glasses, and it's very cylindrical, and it's like all you gotta do is press this down, and you enjoy a nice little beverage on the house.
Aw, thank you!
Of course. And then it's like, we are set for this month, but we're keep on going. Like,
Have a good day.
you two, come back.
Should we for
We'll head
now
off
put them in the bag of holding while we get the Tupperware of holding?
Yes.
That way we can actually pick the crates up.
Exactly.
Yep. So you like scoop it up, it swallows, and one of the chefs looks at it in awe, rubs their eyes, and go like, "What? What just happened?"
Magic. I do jazz hands while doing this.
It's like, ah.
With that said and done, though, we head off towards the Tupperware.
Okay. So you see, it looks like an elderly human, and she's like, "Oh, sweet dearie, come get Gram's Tupperware of holding."
Hi, is it okay if I call you Granny?
Oh, yes, sweetie. Oh, aren't you a little cute bunny rabbit thing, you?
Thank you. How much for a Tupperware?
Oh, depends on the size you want.
What's the
You
biggest
want-
you got?
Oh, the biggest is over here. And she pulls out a nice. It looks like the size of a
12 by 12 inch?
Not even. It's like a
One
you know, laundry basket.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
a horizontal laundry basket.
Okay.
It's that size.
How much?
Oh, this is gonna be up to 2 gold. It is a very magical thing I worked for years. And I have never sold this because the price was too high.
Well,
Do you happen to have 2?
Persuasion. I'll say with advantage.
Damn it.
12. Oh, I do, but I'm ironically holding the Tupperwares with that.
What if we pay the 4 gold, obviously, for both of them, but I'll even throw in an extra 3, since it is very important.
Sorry, you almost gave little old Granny a heart attack.
No, please don't do that.
She shuffles her way to the other end and starts unpacking the Tupperwares.
Would you
Just
like
7
some
gold.
help?
Oh, that would be sweet! You little rabbit thing, you!
I walk over
wish
and I
I
assist
had
a
it.
little bit.
Oh, I wish I had a granddaughter just like you.
No.
But she left with some random seller merchant.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, no, it's fine. My husband has passed away for many years. He supported me so much. And now it's just little old me in my old house.
Out of character, I want to adopt her as my granny. Can I do that?
Persuasion check? If you depends how you ask.
Well, I don't have any parents or grandparents for that matter. If you would like, I can keep in touch. I've always wanted a grandparent or mother.
Oh, give me persuasion check. 16. I will love that dearie so much. And she gives you an address.
Perfect. I will make sure to put that where it is safe, and I'll send a pigeon every now and again.
Oh, that will be so lovely, and I will send a pigeon towards you. Where can I send this to?
Oh, here is my home address, and I'll try to find a pigeon that can find me again if you just want to send it back with the letter.
Okay, I will go get myself a pigeon.
I hand over the 7 gold.
Oh,
7. Oh.
Can I actually pay you back 3? Since one of these is for me.
Oh. She, along with the basket-sized one, she also packs up like 12 by 12s, 8 by 8. Like, it's one of
smaller than what we have.
Exactly. Well, you don't always have to carry a goddamn thing, but
We don't need a 12 by 12. We got 2 large ones.
yeah, exactly. But and she goes like, remember, the small ones are for carrying, the big ones are for storage. Never, my dearies, never put them in anything that has a word holding in it unless it's the Tupperware of holding, okay?
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Like, thank you, but never, please. That's how I lost my husband.
Oh no!
So do not put the Tupperware of holding inside of, say, a bag of holding.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or else your entire house will implode.
Do any of these have wheels on them by chance? That way it's easier to transport them?
She, like, wheels. I never thought of
That's
wheels.
why I adopted her. Out of character, I really want to help her find wheels.
We do need to leave eventually.
Aww.
I will send you a prototype once I figure out wheels.
Oh, right, and if I find anyone selling wheels that look about the right size along the way, I'll make sure the pigeon sends them on over.
No, those little pigeons cannot carry such wheels, you funny little rabbit girl, you.
No, but they can carry a bag of holding.
Ah, that is very true.
Once we're out of earshot and we have our Tupperwares, we're not sending her our bag of holding.
No, we're not, but I might buy one of my own just for package sending. Oh, also, I wanted to give you 3 gold back, since at least one of these is for me.
Understood. So with that being said, we can at least divvy up the rations once we're out of this section of town.
Okay, but I want to also take a look at some of these because I love you, honey, but I don't want to eat squid for the entire time that we're out traveling.
Picky, picky Bonnie.
Yes, I am.
Learn to be a little more humble. We can't always afford to be picky.
I know, but right now I can afford to be, so let me. Just a little bit.
Fine. I stick to your side while we look at other food.
What kinds of food do we find?
Cerulean looks done.
Oh,
You're muted.
I'm hitting the wrong button.
I was like, are you talking, honey? We can't hear you.
So you know the button right next to the 1? That's not a 2. It looks like a weird asterisk thing. That's my push to talk, and I've been hitting a 1. So yeah. Anyway, it's like give me perception checks as you're looking around. Nine. Okay.
Can Ashlon roll again?
Sure.
I've got him in my pack at this point.
13. So with 13 and a 10, Ashlon is smelling a couple of things, but he's still kind of bummed. Vienna, you look around and you're seeing like a couple pastries along. There's some soups. There's a soup stall.
I kind of
There
remember
are
to the pastry.
sandwiches. All right. But as you're traveling, you also see someone pulling a cart, and it has a bear, very wounded, and he's like bringing it towards a butchery. It's still breathing, by the way.
Out of character. As a reminder, my character will not interfere if it seems like it's too much of a hassle, so Bonnie, if you're the only one who's going to be doing anything, I am not included. That's it.
All of the good vibes from speaking to the adorable granny just drain out of Bonnie's face. She is white and literally shaking. But out of respect for Vienna and her wishes, she does not act and simply turns away while they take the poor creature away and says, I really, really could use a cupcake about now.
Well, the pastries are right over here.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, your animal speak is still active.
Oh!
What's he
When
saying?
is Bonnie here?
Is this where I die? Will my pain end? And he doesn't notice he's just saying that under his breath. And then you hear the butcher say, all right, bring him in. Let's hurry this up. We got orders coming in for a bear stew.
Out of character again? To be fair, this is Dungeons & Dragons medieval time. Eating bears is not out of the question.
It's actually pretty normal.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the more mundane foods to eat.
It's just how he got wounded is kind of fucked up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Bonnie is... Okay. Out of character, Bonnie really just wants to snipe the poor bear where he won't feel it so that he's just dead. and he's at
You
not
could.
pain
Not-
anymore.
Out of
But
character.
the
I
problem
recommend we
is-
don't.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like out of character, even I know that's a dumb idea because she'd be shooting into a crowd. So instead,
Oh, temptation. How do you find me here all the time?
because our DM is a sadist.
You mean any DM, honey?
Any DM.
Dear God, and
If anything, Cerulean is a very merciful DM.
true. I'm just gonna go to the pastries and like try not to cry, but I'm not doing very well.
Alright. BB, as you walk in, the last thing you hear is like, yeah, these animal fights are brutal. And you hear, ding. It's like, welcome in, mademoiselles, to my pastry shop.
Good evening.
Do you have any pastries that are like just normal buttercream? Nothing like
For,
crazy?
of course, for lovely ladies like you, I have all the buttery creams inside fillings. We have croissants, we have buns, we have little eclairs.
Ooh. How much are the eclairs?
With these such beautiful ladies like you, I'll give a little 2 for 5 silver.
I only have gold on hand. How much would I get for 1 gold?
Oh, beautiful and rich. I will take 1 gold and I'll give you 5.
And how much for some muffins? Preferably blueberry if you have them.
Ah, you have wonderful eyes and a sense of smell. He pulls out with mittens on and with a fresh batch of a baker's dozen.
Ooh. How much?
Add in a 50 silver, and I'll throw in this baker's dozen.
Okay, what else would be about 50 silver?
Another baker's dozen. We have gold-plated muffins here. Some cupcakes, and we have these nicely rose design little muffin tops. We have
Okay.
delicious eclairs, cookies.
Okay, let me get a dozen of the blueberries and a dozen of the rose decorated muffins, and I'll give you a gold. How's that sound?
Persuasion check. I'll say with advantage.
Well, he did say both were 50 silver.
Yeah, but this is gonna be also something if they want to add something else.
Oh, okay. So persuasion?
Yeah.
Nat 20, baby!
Since you have blessed me with your presence, I'll also add in 4 crepes.
Oh, thank you. I love grapes. They remind me of home.
Oh, it is wonderful. If it's other than home cooking, a wonderful memory of home of my cooking just enlightens me. And then you see like a male customer come in and it's like, "Hi, can I get like 2 chocolate chip cookies?" Like, "You get out, sir. Do not poison this moment." It's like, okay, shit, whatever. God, you want it from me anyway. He packs it up, boxes it up, and is like, "Mademoiselles, your pastries are ready, untouched by unfilthy men."
Thank you.
All right. Anywhere else, Bonnie, or are we good to go?
Pastries, we have the squid stuff. Honestly, I think if I stay any longer, then something else is just gonna happen. It's gonna make me upset, so let's get out of here.
Let's get going then. Goodbye, sir.
Bye.
Goodbye, my ladies. I hope to be blessed with your beautiful presence once again.
Maybe
Just
one
make our
day.
way out of there.
A little bow towards you, and then you see like rose petals like fly across his hand.
This is a JoJo Bizarre Adventure character. Like, out of
No.
character, I'm saying this.
It was supposed to be a Sanji type character from One Piece, mostly
Oh.
hitting on the women.
Oh.
Mhm.
So as you leave, you also see another creature being pulled into the butchers. But you can ignore it if you like.
I just pull Bonnie along even faster.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we got a wyvern here. Let's just clip its wings and just finish it off real quick.
I keep pulling Bonnie forward.
Are you, like, trying to say something to you?
No, I'm just saying there are other events happening. And then as you pull her away, you enter the red light district. So many people waving at you by like trying to tempt you to come visit us.
Nope, I am on a mission. I'm getting out of here.
I'm just covering Ashelon's eyes because I don't want him to see it, and we're getting the fuck out of here!
Okay. And before the exit, you see Warpack holding a bouquet of flowers and goes like, "Oh, well, pleasure to seeing you here, madam. I would like to formally apologize, not knowing you're part of, or soon to be part of royalty." He gives you a bouquet of roses, Bonnie.
I'm assuming you're talking about my engagement. She
Of
says.
course, what else am I talking about? Of Li Xiao, the son of the General Zhao, the one that should not behead me because I am the Lord of the Lord of the Underground of Rashomon. No. No.
Tell you what, I'll make sure he doesn't. On one small condition.
Yes.
You know that butcher shop across the way over there? She points at the one that's been bugging her the whole time.
Yes.
See if you can't shut them down. I don't much care for them.
Ooh, you, I don't have the power to do so, ma'am. That is Qingming's, choice
Yes?
right there. If you haven't noticed, this is all of Qingming's,
Oh.
choices. Her family developed, the underground, you see. And all of this were mostly the father's and mother's decision.
I'll
Yeah.
have a chat with her at some point then. Thank you so much for the information, and I'll make sure to put in a good word for you. Thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. And for the lovely, good relationships and building rapport with the 10 Sabers, I have informed them that you are here.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
They will be picking you up soon.
No, what a joy. Let's get going, okay?
Okay. That sounds wonderful to me.
We'll have a safe trip. I would say good luck to this warlord from the western side. He's pretty
I
fucked.
pull Bonnie along.
And she just
It's all in the
grins
news.
and ferrets and toots him out. At this point, she's pulling her ears over her head because she doesn't want to hear anymore.
Okay, as you are leaving, you see a lot of people holding newspapers, and they're like parchments, and they're like pointing at Bonnie, and they're whispering as you exit from that secret area.
Okay.
Let's see.
Originally, I was thinking we could find somewhere a little quiet to go and, divvy up our rations, but at this point, I think it's best we leave town and then do that.
Yes, please. I don't want to see my quote-unquote fiancé, if that's okay.
Oh, of course! It'd be bad luck for the marriage if the groom were to see the bride so early.
Yeah, agreed! With little conspiracy giggles, Bonnie ducks her head and tries to pull her ears into her braid.
Give me a stealth check.
God,
Both are only Bonnie.
I would say both, since you two are trying to hide yourselves.
Oof, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
We're trying to hide me more than we're trying to hide Vienna.
Well, Ashelon is well hidden. What about Bonnie?
But here's the thing. I am holding on to you, honey.
Is my stealth high enough? Or should I roll again?
That's Ashelon. What's yours?
Oh! Okay, I pulled that off of mine. God damn it. That was on my character sheet, not Ashelon's. Okay.
That's weird. It says
Yeah.
Ashelon.
That's because the last time I rolled it was Ashelon, and I, the dumbass that I am, didn't notice that I hadn't switched back. Actually, I've been rolling as Ashelon for a while now.
Yep. But give me Bonnie. They're two different things.
Lovely.
Come on, it could be higher.
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, off the exact same character sheet.
Hey, come on.
Right, no, I'm gonna use my inspiration. Fuck you. Not you, the dice.
Yeah. Not the first time someone told me that. Alright. Nat 20.
Thank God.
So, I'll say you like tuck in your ears, you put your head down, you are completely fine. Vienna, you have a hand, someone grabbed you by the hand, but not like forcefully, but it's a very gentle like hold. And you notice it's the shamisen player that you played in the Ground Zero.
Hello. Nice to see you again.
She nods her head, doesn't speak to you, but she go like, she tells you to follow her.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're a touch busy at the moment. Is this an emergency?
She goes like, no.
Bonnie, are you?
You cut off there, honey.
Sweetheart, do you mind if we follow her for just a moment?
Okay, but is it okay if I stay back a little bit?
Of course.
I have a bad feeling.
Alright. So, she leads you towards, like, the exit this way. You see more of the, elemental creatures, like, moving about. And you see a group of horses with, military-like armor. And, Chinese military armor. And she leads like, I see. So this is the bard you're looking for. You see this gentleman here.
Itty bitty picture, goodness.
There he is.
Wait, out of character. Isn't that the bitch you said that is going for Lena's hand?
That is General Zhao, the one that broke his gauntlet.
Ah! Oh no! Oh no!
I mean,
Okay.
He
I
goes,
told you I
ma'am,
had a bad idea.
ma'am, you look very familiar, but I have heard that you play wonderful music around here, and Ms. Hyunai over here told me to wanted to introduce me for a potential performance in a wedding that I will be hosting for my son. We will pay you well, and if you know how to fight, you may be seated as part of the 10 sabers.
Oh, what a lovely occasion. In the event that it actually does happen,
And it
I-
will.
I have no doubt, sir. But in that event, that'd be wonderful. I'd be more than happy to, but I do apologize. At this time, I am in a bit of a rush.
Same here. We've heard my son's fiance's in this part, and we have to find her now. If you like, we can store your goods into our ship since we are entering a little, scuffle, if you may say.
Oh, I wouldn't want to bother you guys. I can find my own way around.
Nonsense. By the orders of General Zhao of the 10 Sabers, you are cordially invited for entertainment within our ship towards our little scuffle. We would also.
Out of character, this sounds more like a demand than an offer, I'm guessing.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
I'm kind of fucked.
Continue, and then Bonnie will step in.
They started taking your bags and then putting on the cart.
Bonnie steps in and goes, please put those back down. I did not approve this wedding, and that is my friend that you're holding hostage.
Welcome. Hello. Good. I thought it is destiny that I found you here.
It is not destiny when you are hunting me down, sir.
It's more of searching than hunting you down.
It is not searching if the other party does not wish to be found. Please,
that is just playing hard to get, young dear. That is the same thing as me when I dated my wife, and look at me now. Now, he claps. Shall we?
No. Please give my friend back her things. We will be on our way. I would like to go home. And that is not with you. That is with my husband.
Yes, we are going there for discussion.
Oh, God.
And we would like to show him how wonderful we can have you in our care,
Out of character. So, Lita, I know you're gonna hate this idea. I know you're gonna absolutely hate it. But this might be the cheapest and most efficient way we can actually get over to your husband. We are going over there for a meeting. Meaning, we could easily leave them and scuttle on over to your hubby during the meeting.
You could literally be saying this in character and I would still agree.
No, I'm saying this out of character because there are people listening, damn it. If I were to say this in character, there'd be consequences.
It's like the game is paused and he's like getting ready to make a demand. An order.
That being said, continue.
So, first class in our military ship, you'll have our fine cuisine, a Rashomon design, and a lovely way. Oh, I see you two are wearing elegant wear of Rashomon. Very classy. Wonderful.
They're gifted to us.
Yes.
By who, may I ask, so I can give them the proper thank yous?
I look over to Bonnie.
They were a gift from our friend Qingbing's uncle.
Oh, the godfather of Rashomon.
Yes.
Wardback.
That'd be the one.
Well,
He was
I
very
guess,
sweet and very accommodating.
well, if he treats my daughter like this, then I guess I won't arrest him this day.
Well, that being said, do you mind if I actually keep my things on hand? We were actually going to divvy up some rations we purchased a little bit ago.
Oh, he snaps, and you see his soldiers unpack stuff neatly, gently on the ground.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, Vienna, this would be the cheapest option. Would you like to travel with me? Because I really don't want to be alone with these guys, and I'm sure you can understand why.
If I'm leaving you alone, you're stuck with me.
Good, because you're now my best friend, and I'm never letting you go.
I mean, who else is gonna serenade that candy ass of yours?
I mean, it is pretty sweet. Oh, Lord. I needed that laugh. It has been a hard couple of days.
My son will love you. Now, gentlemen, ladies, he points towards it. He looks and aims towards his army of 300.
No,
And he goes,
God, that's a lot.
and he goes, to war! And then he like guides you into the chariot, and you start riding towards his airship.
Oh my.
Okay, so Bonnie, let's focus on divvying up those rations. I'm trying to take her mind off of what's actually happening.
All right, so
yes. Let's go ahead and do that. I wanted to keep one Tupperware of holding, so how about you get most of the squid since you paid for that, and I get obviously the 2 dozens, but I want to share those, so I'll trade you a couple muffins, both the blueberry and then they just continue.
okay.
And how many muffins do I have?
So let's say I give you 2 blueberry, 2 rose decorated.
Let me know. Message me when you do that. We can make this also like a 5-minute break. We can take a drink, use the bathroom, then we can divvy things up.
Yeah, okay, that works for me. God. I need the break.
5-minute break.
Jeez. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a minute. Also, thank you, Jimmy, for all of the redeems.
Also, hello everyone that has joined us so far. I hope you are enjoying the campaign, Chapter 4, Part 1.
Oh.
We are in a bit of a pick. So, how many muffins do I get? Eclairs, 5 of them. I don't know how to spell eclairs, so I just quite literally have it listed as pastries. Slower, please. Eclair. Okay. Ooh, thank you for the hydrates! Tyrant! Jumbles! Okay, and then how much of the seafood rations did you want? Because I have 200 in total. Alright, look at it this way. You gave me in total 4 muffins, I can give you 4 rations.
Okay, that works for me.
106.
Yeah, I was talking and you couldn't hear me. Sorry.
I will be right back, since we are in an intermission.
Yeah.
All right.
She is still off. She will be back. I have my own just little displacer kitten snuggling. Hi, Showdown. Welcome, welcome.
Oh man. So let's see.
This is so
It's
far
gonna be
going better
great.
than I was afraid. But, oh, God. Are those wings or blades?
Both. So this is their airship. As you get on, mostly, they escort you to the first class rooms. You divvy up your rations. You're hanging out, and then yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you responding to my cat?
Yeah, pretty much. And then yeah, that's mostly it. And then you'll see.
Sorry, my daughter had a panic attack, so I'm trying to work her through it.
Take your time. If you need to, we can end it here.
Not that bad, it doesn't seem like it. How's it going? It's going good. Just being traumatized by my DM. Nothing new.
Oh come on, it wasn't that bad.
Not yet. I'm worried for the future. That's the problem.
Oh yo.
I just don't want. Okay, here's the thing. With war, babies die. Mothers, families die.
Yep.
And I don't want to be the reason why that happens.
Love is war. It's gonna be fine. Baby.
I'm going to trust you because you haven't steered me wrong yet and assume that the war is hypothetical.
Because General Zhao is also a conqueror.
So we have two conquerors, both meatheads, going at it.
Yep.
Lovely.
So I hope you're the voice of reason.
My reasoning is gonna... Wait, can I meet the sun?
That's the point.
I'll guarantee he doesn't want to marry me either.
We'll see.
I've just found my way out. I've just found my way out. I'm basically going to Return of Mr. Cadet.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
It's a Studio Ghibli film about a girl who saves a cat, and his father decides that she's the perfect bride for him, even though she's human. And so he brings her to their world where she slowly starts to turn into a cat. And along the way, it turns out that he was unaware of this marriage arrangement, does not wish to marry her because he already has someone in mind. And she gets returned to the human world. Okay. It's a very good Studio Ghibli film, and I recommend everybody watch it. It's one of my favorites. If that's what you're gonna do, I'm already excited. I really hope that's gonna be the plot. It's one of my favorite stories. Okay. wonder what Al's gonna have to say about all of this, since Mateo is technically a filler I created for him if he wanted to ever have a D&D character.
Okay, I'm back with really cold water because it is 96 degrees.
I would die.
Welcome to the desert.
One of my friends just sent me the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial theme song of Objection Hearsay. I'm just like, I'm cackling. That whole debacle is a raging dumpster fire, I gotta say.
It is.
I actually have been not looking into it just because it falls into the category of celebrity drama, and I tend to stay away from celebrity drama.
I'm not typically interested in it, but it's so fucking memeable that at this point I'm following it just through the memes because, oh my god, there are some glorious ones. Johnny Depp has the greatest sass of any man ever, and Amber Heard cannot act for shit. And it's so funny to watch. So, I'm not watching it for the drama, I'm watching it for the memes, because they're funny.
Got it. Alright, give me 1 second, because I do actually need to go about getting for our lovers that live here.
Objection hearsay. I still love his reaction to the words mega pint.
It's just genius.
Yeah. I had a glass. Bless you.
Thank you.
Darling.
Give me 1 second.
I love how her ears wiggle
Ready?
now.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
Alright, I'm ready.
Just Ashelon in the background. That's what we'll pretend he's doing. He's voicing Ashelon for us.
All right, fair. So you're divvying up the rations, correct?
Yes. We've kind of figured it out, but I don't remember how much I got of each.
Okay. So as you continue, so they all lead you to an airship. They escort you to the first class guest rooms on the ship, while the 300 men and women begin their stocks and all that. In there, you hear your knock.
Come in.
Within there, you see both the bard that that played with
Vienna.
with Bonnie, yeah, with Vienna, and you see a young gentleman, human, holding a glaive on his back. This is what he looks like.
Itty bitty. Oh, Lita.
Wow, Lita's really excited.
Your mic is destroying itself from the sounds of it, honey.
Oh no. Is it still doing it?
No, it stopped. But
I'm
holy fuck.
sorry. Ground loop. I have no control over when that happens or not. Basically, anytime the freezer kicks in, that's gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I can't wait until I move.
I look over to the
Okay.
people who just entered the room and smile. Oh, hi, how are you guys?
He says, "I am doing well, thank you. Let me formally introduce myself. I am Li Zhao, son of General Zhao, and your future husband."
No. No. You
Bonnie,
Nah.
you gotta be polite, honey. We're
Okay.
guests on
I'll
their
put
ship.
it this way. You seem very nice, but I am very happily married. I don't want a war, and as wonderful as you seem, I'm already spoken for happily, and I did not ask for this.
I mean, that's the same way as my mother did, and that's how she met my father.
That doesn't make
And-
it right.
I mean, this is how it is. And this is the rules of warlords and conquerors. They take what they want.
That's not how my husband married me, and he is one himself. We met in a town. He was polite and courted me.
He shows you papers. Do you know how he got this town? How he got his lordship?
I'm aware, yes, but he didn't tell me that at the time. He didn't even tell me who he was. I didn't find that out until after I had already married him. And I was fine with it.
Ah!
Are you
Dang
okay?
Your fridge just hated me for like 5 seconds.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, it's like, well, this will be settled. This will be settled after the raid. So we are-
instead of an actual meeting like your father promised me,
we are actually having a discussion.
polite and civilized, I should hope, without
Of
any
course.
fighting.
Of course, like unlike probably your husband did it too, but we have rules here. We let the people know before we start a raid. We search for answers of a non-lethal choice.
Well, that'll at least
No.
let the children and families evacuate.
Of course. But if they refuse to leave, we cannot promise anything. We will give them choices and their time, but we will make sure the head or the leader will be affected the most.
Are you just telling me that you're gonna cut off my husband's head?
No, he was meaning that the head honcho,
Yes, whatever the hell a honcho is.
person in charge, Big Daddy if you work in certain businesses.
Vienna!
What? He asked!
I mean, yes, but I'm the only one allowed to call him that. Thank you.
Yes, and we are mostly the business here for mostly the protection of Rashomon in military. We know that he is mostly for weaponware, armor, and mostly blacksmithing. But, as my father said, you'll aim to be my wife, and hopefully consider, if that happens, you'll gain the protection of one of the 10 sabers and more profit of of our company joining yours.
There's
Let's save
Bonnie
this for the
sits
discussion
down
with
on the
the-
Bonnie sits down on the floor and puts Ashelon in her lap and just goes nonverbal because there's no point, she's realized, in fighting this. So she stops talking about it.
As you can see, my lady here is very tired from our travels already. Do you mind giving us some space?
Of course. Hyunlai, she nods and she presents a small box and she opens it. Let me roll for this. Give me a Ashelon gets a perception with advantage.
Ashelon does?
Mm-hmm.
Perception.
Do we all
you
have
said.
to roll for perception or just Ashelon?
Just Ashelon.
Understood.
Because this is like right before. So with the 24, as the small box opens, he like tries to like wiggle away from your arms. Would you like to restrain or allow him to move?
I let him go, because so far he's not steered me wrong.
So he jumps out of your arms and runs towards the box. And you see like both the tails wagging. And they're like cuts, more like sashimi cuts of a fish. And you see Ashlon like just consume what's in the box.
Aww.
Aww.
And like, this is rainbow trout found in the Feywild. Displacer beasts love these things.
Clearly, I'm glad he's having fun. He's been through so much trauma the last couple of days.
I'm sorry, little one. Again, my condolences. But still, he looks at Bonnie. Thank you for putting up with my father.
It's okay. You asked for this about as much as I did, as far as I can tell. So it's fine.
Well, I mean, hopefully things go right, but I really don't want to go to war for something like this.
I don't either, but I love my husband and I don't want to leave him.
Of course, but this is war, and anything can go.
Yeah. And at that, she just tilts her head back against the wall. She's very clearly close to tears.
Oh, and then he offers a handkerchief.
She says, thank you, but I'm okay, and declines it very politely.
Understood. And he also like pulls out like a little jerky to feed Ashelon. He like takes it. And he's like looking back and forth of him, and it's like okay. And he goes back to you. And he goes, I will excuse myself. If you need anything, just let me or my father know.
Thank you. Will do. And she just goes to petting Ashelon. And as soon as he's gone, just kind of starts to cry and laugh at the same time and goes, I don't know what to do. I don't want this to happen. But nobody is listening to me.
Sadly, that's how politics go.
Oh, that's how
nothing we can do.
That's how the life of a woman goes. Nobody listens to you. Ugh. Had the same problem before. I tell the elders in our village, hey, you should go help these poor creatures. They might stop attacking the village if they have food. Did they listen to me? Nope.
You give me both. Give me Ashelon, Vivi, Bonnie, wisdom saving throws.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Ooh!
Okay. So with this, you know that something is trying to enter your mind, but it's not violent. It is more like it just wants to talk. It's very peaceful.
If it only wishes to talk, I allow it.
I allow it as well, but keep my guard up around my memories and my beliefs.
Okay.
Like a brick wall.
Ashelon fails, so.
My lovely. Aww.
You hear as there's still someone in the room, which is the shamisen player, and you hear a female voice in your head go, It's actually different in Rashomon, actually.
Oh.
Mostly General Zhao is only leader of the, well, partial leader of his section of the 10 Sabers.
Okay.
The actual leader is his wife, the Conqueress. She actually left full control with her husband as she leaves to settle things in a different region. So, by marriage, you have more say if you gain this position.
I wonder how she would feel to know that this was happening, though.
It's a bit weird because her family mostly wants to produce strong heirs.
That's understandable, and I don't disagree with their logic, but going after a woman who is already married for the sake of a trophy, and he doesn't even know me.
Well, why don't you get to know him?
Because I don't want to. And I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to be forced to get engaged or get to know someone who I never asked to be involved with in the first place, all because of a handshake.
I heard it was a very strong handshake.
Yeah, my mistake. Next time I'll be weaker.
No, it's just a good sign of confidence and
A
shows
bitch I
honor.
lack. Honor I have, but confidence I lack. Or at least I thought I did. I want to go home. I want to hug and kiss my husband and give Vienna a nice warm bed without any drama to sleep in. And a stage where she can actually enjoy the people who are listening to her. I don't I don't want a war, and I really, really don't want to be engaged while married. I feel like I'm disrespecting my own marriage vows, and it's not even my choice.
It is a difficult life with, living with conquerors like that. They technically want to take whatever they want.
Yeah, at least my husband is a little bit more on even footing. I can only imagine if I had married a farmer like I thought I had. What is your thought on all of this, Vienna?
Well, to be blunt, I'm not used to all this politics shit. I never travel. I go and do my own thing.
Oh.
I normally just mind my P's and Q's, honey.
You know what? I tried. I had to get married to somebody in politics.
Now, golly gee, it was almost as though you fell in love with this person involved in politics.
Yeah.
Isn't that more ironic than anything?
Yeah.
That being said, regardless of wants, obviously, there is going to be a bit of a scuffle. That isn't something that we can control, but you've already made your discomfort. Repeating yourself is a waste of breath. Sticking to your morals, sticking to what you believe in, that is what I view as important.
Yep.
But sometimes you gotta bite your tongue.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna spend this trip being polite, but fending off any advances to, I don't know, court me after the fact. If that's even what they're doing. I mean, like, I appreciate the gesture to Ashelon, but could they have been any more transparent?
Well, it's always a good attempt of them to, please the.
They're trying to appeal to you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying in their own to give you bits of kindness, and while that may not be appreciated given the circumstances, that is what they're trying.
Yeah.
I would say you are a very lucky woman to first be loved and to be approached of someone of this caliber.
Are you referring to my husband or the person I don't even know of?
Well,
Both.
exactly.
Fair. I will accept that. Well, at least it means that Ashelon got a nice treat. Hopefully, this hasn't changed his opinion of the man.
He looks at Ashley and is like, well, thank you very much. And yes, do have more. And yes, he is very kind.
No,
Do not tell me that you're trying to get my cat over onto this guy's side.
I mean, that's why he bought the very expensive rainbow trout.
I mean,
You-
fair.
Everything that happens here as one, their way of being polite to you,
Yeah.
but also their way of trying to get close to you.
Yeah, which
Which is inherently negative,
no,
but also isn't inherently positive. It's neutral.
I think I'll accept their kindness, but I'm not gonna see
You're not
it as
thrilled.
anything other than what it is.
I understand.
Oh, jeez. Hi, Lucifer.
So,
Sorry, out of character, my cat decided to grab my bracelet and almost broke it because he wanted my attention.
rip. So she goes, well, as I guess as long as you're in the ship, you can get to know Prince Lee and, General Zhao and maybe
So
the
that
other men.
advantage.
hmm If not towards marriage, if things don't go right, then at least you have good rapport with the people here, and if things go in General Zhao's way, then at least you know.
At least a portion of your people.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm hearing is if my husband loses this fight, I'm basically going to be forced to marry this perfect stranger.
Pretty much.
Charming. Can I at least get parchment, a quill, and a pigeon, please?
We'll send one. We'll get the fastest hawk for you.
Thank you. I'd really like to send a message to my grandmother.
Sure thing. She returns back. She leaves, returns back with ink, quill, paper, and perched a messenger hawk.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Dinner will be set soon. The dining hall will be ready for you. We will let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. And do you need anything? Looks at Vivi.
Oh, I'm good for now, but thank you though.
Of course. And you play lovely music.
Likewise. It was a joy playing with you.
We should play again sometime.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
It's like, maybe during the dinner hall. Who knows?
Nice.
She walks away, picks up her shamisen, bows, and closes the door.
I turn around to Vienna and just go, ah! But I'm kind of laughing at this point.
You better be careful. Ashlon might grow affectionate towards the husband-to-be.
I look at Ashlon and raise an eyebrow. Okay, what are your thoughts on him, Sweet Pea? Wait, I have animals speaking.
Did you cast it?
To explain to chat what all is going on, I have a few members who are a touch confused.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Wait, before that, do I have to recast animal handling? Or
no, not animal handling. Speak with animal. Yeah. Because there's a certain amount of time.
Okay.
That being said, Lita ended up gaining the attention and affections of a warlord. And said warlord is trying to marry her off to Sun. She's already married, coincidentally, to a warlord. And she's trying to prevent a war from happening because she very much doesn't like the idea of potentially losing her husband and just doesn't like the effects of war itself. Hence why the arc name for this chapter is Love is War.
Yeah.
And every time it's said, I can't help but think of that opening song, damn it.
Love is war, love is war, love is war.
That's
great.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so realizing that animal speak has worn off, can I cast it one more time?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, honey. Now that I can understand you, please repeat that?
The fish was good.
Yes, but what are your thoughts on him aside from the fact that he feeds you tasty things?
He seems nice.
So far, so good.
He seems nice. I just.
Exactly.
That was very good timing. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to get home though. I miss my pets. I miss my husband. You get to meet him. I think you'll like him.
I hope so.
Does he have fish?
Yes.
Is he nice?
He is. He's good with my pets. I will go ahead and warn you, Vienna. He does have difficulty with names. So, but he's very sweet, at least to me. Admittedly, I've not had any friends before now, so.
Well, then I guess I'll have to make an opinion of him myself. And I swear, Bonnie, if he proves to be anything but positive, I will scold you, you bitch.
Understandable.
Because, I don't know, not having any friends up until now, that's kind of a red flag. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not his fault. Before I met him, I was the weird girl. I was the one who would rather talk to the animals and spend time with them than with the other kids in town, and they would make fun of me for it. They called me a witch, they threw stones at me, you know, the whole, like, cheat child deal. When I met
What's a witch?
It was a derogatory term where I grew up, but it's really just someone who practices magic.
So,
For example.
what's her name? Li Qingming.
Yes. I believe.
And you.
Me.
And baby.
I do use magic. This is true.
We're
And
not.
other-
It takes a little bit more to be a witch, but close enough. Yes. But they were meaning it as a derogatory term, and they were really
saying it as a
rude.
bad word.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
No, they weren't very nice, so I didn't really make any friends with them.
I'll eat them.
No, you can't eat my old classmates. But when I met my husband Mateo, he was so sweet to me. He had a problem with the fact that they treated me so horribly, and he would actually come with me when I went to go take care of the animals, and he listened when I talked, and he understood what I meant. And so when I got married to him, he continued to do that. He understood I was uncomfortable living in the castle, and he had the townsfolk and his army. They built this really nice cottage just slightly off the castle grounds where, you know, I could still be protected, but I was in my own space, in a place that reminded me of home, with the animals that I grew to love. He lets my Nazi go absolutely havoc in the kitchens, and he's made sure that everybody treats me with kindness. But I just never got really into talking to any of them. Except for him.
I mean, you gotta talk to me.
You come to talk to little old me.
And the other tiny human.
This is true. I now have friends, and it's made me so happy. I'm so glad I decided to go adventuring. One of the reasons I wanted to adventure was I was hoping to make acquaintances, make friends outside of my husband, because let me tell you.
You're your own person. You can live your own life.
Yes, and it's so lonely because 95% of the time he's having to do delegatory political shit, which he knows I don't understand and couldn't care less about, as long as it means everybody's getting fed and taken care of. which
I like being fed and taken care of.
yes, and so
Very important.
it
Very
is
much.
very important, and that is always his first concern, as far as I can tell, and I appreciate it. Although it might just be his first concern because I make it mine. I'm not sure, but he is very, very sweet. He is a wonderful husband. There's a reason why I don't want to marry someone else.
Well,
Now to derail this, ooh, Bonnie's in love.
Bonnie's in love. Bonnie's in love. I'm singing this out of character.
Ashlyn goes like, well, yeah, if you're happy, Mama, I'm happy. And jump.
I am very happy. Now.
And he goes, Mama,
Yes, sweetie?
what happened to Mommy and Daddy?
Oh, honey.
I'll give you some space. Talk.
You just don't want to have this conversation.
I leave the room!
I mean, you don't understand Ashlon since you didn't cast it.
No, I do not, but I saw that her face is very sullen, so I'm leaving.
You figured it out. Okay. Okay, sweetie. A very bad man did some very not nice things to them. They're in a better place now. And that person has already suffered the consequences of their actions. Unfortunately, though, I can't bring them back to talk with you. But I will do my best to take care of you in their stead, okay?
Give me
Persuasion?
Destiny roll.
A destiny roll?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a d20?
D100.
Oh, God. I wish that we could find out what the other options on the D100 roll are after we've rolled
Nope.
them.
Or else
It's
you'll
100
hate me.
other options.
Yeah, 100
It
other.
takes too long.
No.
He goes, okay. And he just plants himself onto your lap.
Thank you, Hal.
But he goes like, last thing I knew, Mama told me to run. All I heard was a sound. Yeah, like that. I've heard my dad scream, and my mom told me to not look back. Next thing I know, a man put me in a box, and then I saw you.
I'm glad that nothing happened in the meantime, and I'm going to take care of you from now on. And I give him little kisses on his head.
Thank you. And he licks your cheek.
Aww.
Vivi, what are you doing?
I'm adventuring since being cooped up
Wait.
in one room is not a good idea, especially since we're on a foreign airship. I'm looking around.
Interjecting here out of character, my husband would like everyone to know that Lucifer is singing the song of their people.
There you go.
Please continue.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm just looking around, figuring out what leads to where, and all that good stuff.
You see the cannons, you see the anchor, you see the bladed wings that can cut things, and you see multiple of soldiers prepping for battle, training. You see the cooking area, the blacksmith, leatherworks. The latrines and things like that. Something go. So, you are the fiance's friend, am I correct?
That would be correct. And who might you be?
Who is crumpling boxes?
That would be the fiance.
Oh no. Our boxes!
I'm sorry.
Any of them have cabbages?
Those were some strong boxes. I never knew she was that strong. Is it true? She broke a gauntlet?
Indeed. I saw it myself.
Oh my god. That's, well, hearing from that room, it makes sense.
Okay, but out of character, I love the idea that the noise is just Ashelon with zoomies.
Yeah, but it sounds like crashing of boxes. So they can only think of, like, things like, I heard she not only crushed the gauntlet, but also crushed the dragon skull with one hand. I heard she arm wrestled an ogre with only her pinky.
She's quite an extraordinary lady, I must say so.
My god. I wonder if she could take down the general.
Oh, let's not get too ambitious.
Oh, true. But knowing their special combat skills, I think they'll put my money's still on them.
Oh? I'll fully admit, I don't really know much about their combat skills. Mind informing me?
Ah,
I
yes.
can understand better.
Of course. Mostly their skills are the lightning dragon's domain. They make an art of strong, fast, and lightning-based attacks.
See.
Like, I think the prince already mastered that with multiple weapons. They're gonna have strong air. I can feel it.
What weapon is he most proficient in?
Mostly dual blades. But he has trained under his father's glaive.
Got it.
But since you're here, would you care to train?
I don't see why not. None to lose and a lot to gain.
Fair enough. They set up in yours. What is your method of fighting?
Well, I have a long sword. I only really use it if needed. Most of the time I try to stay out of trouble.
Well, no good until the present. He pulls out his great axe and slams it onto the ground. All right, little missy.
Do go easy on me, please.
I don't think you're the type who likes to go easy. He gives you a wink.
Oh my.
Oh.
Aren't we feeling a little ambitious today?
Give me an attack roll.
Okay.
This is hilarious. You're just flirting with my theoretically future subjects.
Well, here's the thing. I know when to get in good with people, okay?
Unlike me, who's just like
Alright,
angry.
so-
We'll do a one-shot kill. Whoever lands the first and most damage wins.
Oh my. Noted. I'll try to steer clear of that pretty face.
And it's filled with scars.
Alright, so attack, I would just click on the weapon itself and all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of course, it's very long.
Nope, that's not it.
Nope, it is not. I'm not used to this, and I am sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. There's a reason why I said I'd be fine with doing this.
As you wait, you see a line form, And you see it's a mix of like males and females.
What would I type in?
Let me see. So I'm trying to
Not
figure
finding a
out.
shortcut.
Let's see. Okay, you see your weapons like right under your health and death saves?
Yes.
Yeah, it's longsword, either one-handed or two-handed. So you click one of those.
Thank you.
16. So this one, as you like, how do you attack? Explain yourself.
I try to keep an even stance before going forward. Trying to. You did say he was scarred up. Are either one of his eyes damaged?
Oh yeah, one of them's gone.
I try to aim for that side, thing as has that disadvantage.
Okay. So with this, he knows, like, he's fought battles before, and you see him smirking. Yeah.
She is not smart. She's all charisma.
She's all charisma, but when you lean for the attack, he like shifts and blocks it. He goes for the attack on you. Does a 17 hit?
Oh, yes it do.
All right. Give me a strength saving throw or a strength. No, sorry, athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Since he's attempting to grapple. First is strength. All right. So you so he hits you for 3 bludgeoning.
Oof. All right.
And you step back away quickly. And he's like, slippery.
Nice hit. How to say?
Thank you. I see what I did. Who's next? And then he leaves, and there's another person waiting. And this one has a polearm. And this one is an elf. And he goes like, on you, ma'am.
Oh. All right. Describe their appearance.
This one is a 7-foot elf, a wood elf mostly, and he's wearing leather armor and using a pole arm, very designed of the Rashomon colors.
Okay.
It's like he is skinny, but like, you know, built, toned.
Can I try faking him out so I can try aim for either side or the back of him?
Sure. So give me a deception.
Got it.
Be right back. I need to get one more thing.
Oof. That's not gonna work either.
I see that 8.
That's not gonna work, damn it. Eh.
I love how your ears wiggle.
Wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Also, I figured
Alright,
out
with
why...
that being said, am I allowed to try rolling again using one of my...
Luckies?
Yes.
Yes.
How do I apply that?
Just roll again. Say, I use lucky.
Alright, I'm gonna use lucky. Slightly better.
10.
Slightly better. I'll take it.
So how did you try to... So you're trying to
tried
make
to-
a distraction or
I try
slip
making
by?
it seem as though I'm going to charge forward, going off to the left, but instead, last second, go off to the right to try to go around.
And then he just goes to the right.
Damn it! I tried.
He can still do an attack.
Alright, I'm still gonna try then.
Like, if you made it, it would have been with advantage. Oh, that hits.
So
All right,
again, aiming
give
for
me-
his back.
Yeah. So you actually reached over and like stab him in the back, and he tries to hit you with his pole arm, but it misses, and it goes like, ah, God, I can't reach to stop it. Hang on, I'm tagging out. Someone else take it. And then next,
I carefully pull my weapon out of him.
yeah, it's like, ah,
Sorry.
it's fine, it's fine. This is part of the battle. I'm going to the medic.
By this
So give me 1
point,
second.
Bonnie has left the quarters and is just watching in amusement.
Oh, Miss Bonneville, do you wish to join us?
No.
Aw, what a shame. Come on, lad, surely we can convince her to join.
I'm
This
an
is simple, harmless
archer.
fun.
I'm an archer, not a
And?
swordsman.
Give me persuasion with advantage, since they heard the many stories of
No!
Daniela.
21!
Everyone goes like, yeah, crush my skull.
Even an archer should have some skill in close combat. Don't you agree?
The only close combat I can do is do a dagger to get away from somebody. I am a long distance fighter for a
Does
reason.
anyone here have a weapon that they'd be willing to teach her how to use then?
God.
Everyone goes, me.
No.
I think it's beneficial to learn how to use a
And-
sword instead of just a dagger.
Alright. You'll be
so
doing the
you-
thing that my husband has never managed to do, which is put a sword besides a rapier in my hand.
And they go like, have the prince teach her. It's like, this will be wonderful.
Oh no.
I'm sure there'd be no harm. After all, we are all just playing in good sport.
Exactly. And then he's like, if you'll have me.
Sure.
And they're waiting on the side. And then as when you say, yeah, that's good sport, you see one of the female soldiers go like, oh yeah, good sport. She cracks her whip again.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm after him.
That is somebody who is not happy that I'm supposedly engaged to him.
I was like, they just want proof that they're stronger than the one that General Zhao approved.
Of course. Alright. Loan me a sword.
He gives you
Side.
what?
I'm gonna go sit aside since our lovely lady is having.
Uh-huh. Sure.
So, as you go to the side, you see General Zhao, the father, like release a messenger hawk. So, with this, he hands you one of his signature swords, and you can give me an Arcana check.
Okay, but I'm dumb.
What?
Nice sword.
Nice, pretty sword.
This is just sword. This is sharp. This is wow.
This big dagger.
Are you sure this is not a bow?
Both of you, I'm not that dumb.
A 0.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the thing. I have -1 intelligence. I have very high wisdom, but no intelligence. You
It's
just
like-
asked me to roll an intelligence check.
I
What the
know.
fuck were you expecting? I have a -1.
All I'm saying, all you go like, I don't get. It's just a normal sword, and everyone's like, he's giving her his personal sword. Oh my
Can I roll
god!
it?
Out of curiosity, and just because I want to see if I can do better, can I do an Arcana?
Sure.
Thank you.
If I still had my inspiration, I would use it, but I think I used it earlier. I don't know.
Oh,
19.
nice.
So, as you're watching from the side, as he's handing it, you see sparks of lightning coming from the sword.
Ooh.
And like coming from his sword and coming from his hand. And as he passes it on, you see Bonnie go like, sword.
There are no lights behind the eye.
Head empty.
Everyone is like, she's unfazed of one of the heirlooms. But that means she's probably seen like the strongest of magical weapons. What is this?
I love that everybody is assuming that it's me having seen better, but it's actually me just being a dumb little bitch.
Hang on. Hold on 1 second. Before this continues, is it alright if I hold Ashelon to make sure he doesn't get in harm's way?
Please do.
Yeah. Feedback.
So,
Sorry.
and it's like, maybe we should not go to war to these crazies. But then we need to bring out our strongest magical weapons. If this is something she's seen before.
Oh
Like,
no!
What to do? And it's like, we pray, ladies and gentlemen, we pray that this raid works. That 300 is enough.
And Bonnie just looks around very confused. No idea what anybody's talking about, but her confused face is just like, other than her eyes being slightly wider, completely neutral.
Mm-hmm. So he preps his blade and give me an attack roll.
Watch it be god awful. Okay. So here's the thing. I don't have a sword attack throw. Do I just do like what my longbow is, since that's my...
Hold up, you're throwing the sword?
I don't know! I don't have any kind of attack!
So give me...
What
give
kind
me
of... What would I roll for a sword?
I would say it has to be strength-based throw.
Okay, so...
Actually, no. His is, it's a finesse weapon.
Dex?
Yeah, he can use dex. So,
Alright. So
yeah.
dexterity is what you'll
you
use.
can, yeah, so you can, are you proficient with, long swords?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
see? I do. I have a longbow, and then I have offhand daggers.
Okay, give me,
I have-
longsword proficiency is me.
Can I do
so-
dex
yeah, but
saving throws?
give me, why is your, no, give me a dagger -3.
Like I know
There
what
you
that
go.
does.
Just throw a dagger -3. Okay. 9. So you throw it at him, and he.
No, I didn't want to throw it at him. I wanted to actually give an effort.
I thought you were throwing it at him.
No.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
I'm dumb, but
so-
I'm not that dumb. That's why I was like, why can't I just do a dex saving throw if that's what kind of weapon it is?
Actually, you have proficiency in martial weapons.
Do I?
Yes.
So would that count for this?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do. So,
Right.
This is a long scimitar sword. So, and it's a +2. So, give me, we'll do dagger +2.
I
How's
don't
that?
understand the difference
Roll-
between... Okay,
No,
dagger
okay, it's a
plus
+1.
2.
Okay, 8. So 10. So
Which is not any better!
yeah, so this will be your second attack, and then you're trying to hit him, but he's like on parrying and dodging.
I told you I'm no good at this.
It's like, it takes practice, you know?
I'm an archer for a reason. I shoot from a long distance. I'm an ace with it. I could shoot a bird out of the sky if you asked me to. I'm not done close range before, so.
Well, then he steps back. He asks for his sword back.
Well, I hand it back to him because it's completely useless to me. I don't know how to use it.
Okay.
Thank you for
and then he
loaning it to
steps
me, though.
back. Of course. He takes a step back, and then you see him like clean his sword once and shave it, and you see lightning spark on both blades. He's like, "Go ahead, shoot me," and he takes a dodge stance.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
And it's like, oh, so this will be with disadvantage.
Why would it be with disadvantage? God damn it.
He took a dodge stance.
Okay, fair. Now I just
Which,
look like an idiot.
So with that, you shoot him directly, and he cuts your arrow in half.
Nah,
Well, here's the thing. Out of character. It's not exactly you looking like an idiot. It looks like he has more finesse with his sword than you do with your bow. You don't look like an idiot.
Exactly. It's just, it's just showing like, oh, he has skill. He blocked it. And it's like, did you see that?
Watch me be like really badass against everyone else, and it looks like I was being nice to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Although given the trajectory of the dice, I do not see this. The dice hate me today, apparently.
So, as everyone's like cheering, applauding, I was like, excellent, excellent show of skill. My gods. Well, this will be the strongest air yet. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Well, fortunately, that's a wisdom.
All right.
Do I get advantage or disadvantage?
No, just normal. VV as well.
Okay.
Should Ashlon do one as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
10.
I'm done.
All right. And it's fine because, like, you hear it, but you don't know where the direction is.
So, and it's perception?
Yeah. 18. So Ashlon notices first, and he looks towards the sky, and he's like, and then you hear a loud horn burst open, and you hear from General Zhao, "Attention! All hands on deck! We have a little friendlies coming to pay us a visit. Weapons armed! Everyone ready! We got wyverns!"
Hey,
And-
Vienna, you're close to the guest rooms. Can you put Ashlon in the room real quick? I say as I'm arming my bow again.
I just tuck
Alright.
Ashlon into my arms and head off.
Alright. With this, you see a couple, you see 6 wyverns circling the moving ship, and everyone is starting to get into their battle stations. So, as this battle continues, you are at least 3. This is on day 1 of travel. You have 2 days remaining. So, then here, I will ask. The players, the adventurers, to mute themselves real quick.
Okay. Mute or deafen?
Mute. No one is allowed to talk in this session here. All right. Can you guys hear me? Just roll a dice if you hear me. Like, all right. Gotcha. Okay, good. That's all I need. As the hawk passes over and travels further and faster than the ship, it lands and perches onto a city, onto a little village made of stone around the mountains. There you see a lot of dwarves mining and also blacksmithing. One of them is hurrying with buckets of water and going to their families for a drink. A mercenary takes a message from the messenger hawk, grabs it, and rushes towards the city limits, passing it and into a kingdom. Passing through the bridge, entering the doors wide open, and going in front of a throne, waiting. Someone sitting there. He goes, "My liege, we have a message for you from Rashomon." From the dark shadows, he reaches forward. He places the parchment onto his hands, rolled up, opens it, and it reads aloud. It reads, and it reads of the welcoming of a meeting of trying to take someone's wife. Mateo, you read this message. And your servant goes, "What shall we do?"
Wait, let me look at this.
It
This
reads,
certainly won't do.
"Of
Grab my
course."
cloak and fetch my daggers. I guess I have to go save Miss Bonnie Fufu again.
To war, I guess.
Sure.
To war. As they fetch his clothing, his weapons, things are being prepped around the city. Irons and clashes of metal towards the gates. This is where part 1 ends. Unto chapter 4, part 2. The peaceful meeting at the war room.
Bitch!
You
What do you mean
suck!
part one?
You suck! Oh my god! Hi, baby!
What do you mean part
So,
I think Jelly's as
everyone-
excited as I am.
So, next session, we have our first special guest. You know him, you love him. He is Alistair the Star.
It's my husband!
As Mateo, as the warlord of this, one of the reasons why they're going to war. So, everyone, I hope you enjoy so far.
This was a delight.
I will start the creation process of Mateo and also adding him into this as a special guest. Later on, I'll be asking more streamers to be special guests of these main 3 adventurers.
I look forward to seeing who they all are.
My husband's here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think this is the comfort lead I needed, just having her husband here.
Yeah. I love that you call me Bonnie Fufu, was it?
Yes.
It was adorable.
So we will talk about the next session date, and also I will start teaching Alistair here how to roll for things, how to create his character, and
Ooh, can I
hopefully,
join?
huh? Yeah. So, well, if you like, we can make a little fun D&D skit of you three being like the his first raid into this village and how he got it.
Oh, my village?
Yeah. Or the one that he's currently in now.
Oh, okay. That works.
Oh, we'll see. But yes, the peaceful meeting at the war room.
At least now I know why he was asking me to draw pictures of Mateo from the D&D game.
Because he is a special guest for this 3-parter.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So, Owl Honey, are you also going to be, next time when we do this, having a cam that we can set up for you?
And it doesn't have to be webcam. It can be like,
It's like the video thing I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Excited?
I'm
Yes.
very excited.
As I said a moment ago, what do you mean end of part 1?
Yeah, that is part 1. It's a 3-parter. Yeah.
3-parter?
Yep.
That being said, should we try to figure out date do the next part sooner rather
Exactly.
than later? Because I will fully admit, I plan to be out of town this upcoming week.
Okay. So we'll figure out, whenever's next time. Hopefully, Lychee will be more, available. But since she's there, I'll have her play as a separate character. Maybe what you call it? Maybe it'll be like her same like stats, but it'll be Warcaster from Rashomon or the Shamisen player.
Okay.
So she could still play, but
Yeah,
as a different character.
Yeah, assuming she's available for that period.
Exactly. But yes.
Such a cool intro.
I don't suppose you'll be free next Saturday? Or will you not be home before then?
I won't be home. I'm gonna be gone for the weekend, honey.
When are you leaving / when are you getting back?
I'm planning on leaving Friday and I'm coming back Monday evening.
I don't want to wait like a week and a half.
Well...
I mean, we waited for months.
Legitimately, we waited months!
I don't want to do that anymore!
You're now suddenly intrigued now that your hubby is here.
Yeah.
Now that your hubby is here, you're totally down to do the war freaking storyline.
Ah!
No, I'm gonna tease you. Bitch, I'm gonna fucking tease you. You were so down to fucking put this off because it involved war, because 2 people wanted your character, and now that Al's here, you're suddenly all gung-ho. No, honey.
Here's the thing! Now that Al's here and there's like a third dimension to Mateo, it means that there's there's a smaller chance Mateo might die.
This is D&D, that's not how this works.
A smaller chance? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, never mind, we can wait a week.
That's how
we can wait a
percentage works.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yes.
gonna fucking tease you, bitch. I love you, Lita, and that's why. Look at it this way, if I didn't like you, I would just be smiling.
Yep. And also, hey, I'll do a little fun fact thing here. I also need a fun fact from you, Mateo, and I will also have your artwork like right here. Oh wait, let me see.
As soon as I've done it.
Right here.
If it's
It'll
not
be right here as special guests.
If it's
And
not
then-
done in time, I'm just gonna take the character we joke Mateo looks like
Honey, I
and
can
Photoshop
help you
horns.
draw it.
Mhm.
Oh. Here's the thing, I've got the sketch done, I just have to refine it and then actually paint it.
I mean, as in, like, if you want to do, like, the line art, I can do the coloring.
The coloring's the best part!
Alright, if you want me to do the line art, you can do the coloring. Offering help.
Ah, thank you. I appreciate you. Mwah. I'll show you what I've got started in a bit. Because that's what you're really angling for.
Yes, you've seen right through me. I just simply want to sneak peek at the artwork.
No, I know that you want to help, and I appreciate you. I'll show you what I've got started in a bit.
Okay.
Also,
and
Pi says, I don't want to wait. It's about the best compliment you can give to a DM.
thank you, Pi. That makes me happy.
Well, here's the thing. I want to show those Rashomon idiots just how awesome I am at archery, because I made a fool of myself.
No,
You didn't
it's
make a
just
fool of
you actually
yourself.
took a shot, but it didn't hit, so he deflected it.
Look at it this way. I actually had damage taken because I was sparring.
Yeah,
honey.
don't worry.
You're fine.
You'll get fed. You
It's
got
all
healed,
in-
actually, so
It's
you're
all
fine.
in good fun.
Mhm.
Sparring is all in good fun.
What else? Alistair. So, you will have your character, but I'm gonna create a Rashomon soldier, okay?
Alright.
Or actually, I could just make you play the prince, and then this
Fight
is mostly
yourself.
for
Fight yourself! Fight yourself!
yeah. So mostly this will be your learning method as well. But like
You can
once your
call
character
your
shows
characters.
up,
Oh, God.
I'll gain full control of the prince while you have Mateo. But because we're fighting the airship right now, you'll be the prince who is a fighter, and I'll show you how to do things. But remember, fighters are very different from the class you have right now.
Yep.
So unless you want to practice, actually, I can practice you with someone else with the class you have. So
I'd probably do
it'll be
that.
much easier. Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
Alright, with that being said though, with our campaign being done for today, I do plan to stream more. So with that being said, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Before I
We
switch off to
love
my
you,
game.
Jelly.
I'll be
Love you
joining,
guys too.
and I'll be signing out myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and have and send you on over to Jelly Bun. I'm gonna go squeal. That my hubby is now
Yep. As a special guest. So, everyone, as I leave, have a good day, have a good night, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. May your soul shine brighter than the sun. I am Cerulean Soul, the DM of Two Bunnies and a Brat, and the two main adventurers currently are
Lita Wabbit at Bloody Rabbit X Games,
Otherwise known as.
Bonnie Inberg,
And I'm Jellybun, otherwise known as _ and Vienna Vit.
and our soon-to-be special guest is
Alistair the Star, playing Mateo and Burke.
wonderful. Till next time, everyone, may destiny be within your role.
And on my end, as always, be kind, be courteous, be awesome. If you have nightly meds that you have not taken and you need to take them, please take them now. And I will see you all tomorrow.